The first digital computer was built in 1943. It was a huge machine. In 1949, John von Neumann thought about computer programs. He imagined programs that could copy themselves. This was a new idea. It helped us understand computer viruses. In the 1950s, people started messing with telephones. They learned how to make free calls. This was called phone phreaking. Phone phreakers were clever. They used technology in new ways. In the early 1960s at MIT, students talked about hacking. They wrote about it in their newspaper. They were some of the first to use the word hacking in a bad way. It meant breaking into computer systems. In 1967, some high school students found a security problem. It was in an IBM system. IBM thanked them for finding it. This event helped start the idea of ethical hacking. Ethical hackers find problems so they can be fixed. In the 1970s, cybersecurity became a real field. People started studying how to protect computer networks. One of these networks was called ARPANET. Researchers wanted to keep it safe. In 1972, Bob Thomas created a program called Creeper. It was the first computer worm. It could move between computers on a network. That same year, Ray Tomlinson made Reaper to fight Creeper. It was the first antivirus software. During the 1970s, people talked more about computer security. Academics wrote papers about it. They wanted to understand the risks. They knew computers were becoming more important. In 1979, Kevin Mitnick, only 16 years old, hacked into a computer. It was a Digital Equipment Corporation computer called the ARC. This was a famous case. It showed that even young people could be dangerous hackers. The 1990s saw the rise of polymorphic viruses. These viruses could change their code. This made them harder to detect. Antivirus companies had to work harder to keep up. In the mid-1990s, the internet grew quickly. More and more people were using computers. This led to new types of attacks. Hackers started infecting websites. They attacked instant messaging services. In the 2000s, cybercriminals became more organized. They were after money. They stole credit card numbers and bank account information. They also launched attacks for political reasons. To fight back, cybersecurity professionals developed new tools. Firewalls became common. Intrusion detection systems helped to spot attacks in progress. The fight between attackers and defenders was on. The 2010s brought a wave of high-profile data breaches. Companies like Target, Sony, and Equifax were hacked. Millions of people had their personal information stolen. Cybersecurity became a major concern for governments and businesses. They invested heavily in new technologies. Artificial intelligence and machine learning were used to detect threats. Today, cybercrime is a global problem. Hackers are constantly finding new ways to exploit vulnerabilities. Cybersecurity professionals are working hard to stay ahead. The future of cybersecurity is uncertain, but one thing is for sure, the battle between attackers and defenders will continue. It is a race without a finish line.